again in the KRTO spirit is your next battle against a huge name.
Pedro's a heavy G. Catch Pedro holding that biscuit like, yeah, now let's see you fuck with me, bitches. See me holding that biscuit like, yeah, now I just need a cup of tea to dip this. I mean, this guy's vicious. Just take a look at the man. He practically thrives on violence. He's not the type of guy you want to try to fight with. I mean, Jesus Christ, the sheer presence of the man will have a guy so frightened they'll leave him with a face whiter than Michael Myers now.
This is a massive battle, and I just want to quickly, before we get into this battle, read out a comment, or part of a comment. It's a long comment, a lot of comments on this battle, and there's a long comment on this battle that's really, really nice about you, and it just says the following, quote, "Credit to Max Sherry. Crying in a battle should be a point of no return. Suffering a panic attack in a battle should be the point of no return. Yet, here he is. He seems to be UK rap battles whipping boy, but if we're honest, he's got so much heart, and it's very disappointing that his opponent forfeit this battle, which we'll get onto in the Pedro event, before he could pick up his first W. So, do you concur? Did you think you were on the win before the kerfuffle happened?
What do you mean, like during the battle?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I felt like I was winning just on my delivery and everything. Like I felt like I was gonna win it. It was only till I didn't. Do you know what? It was KOTR crowd and it's Pedro. Like I was like, do you know what? I feel like I'm winning, but I'm probably not gonna win this. It's gonna come down to it, and like they'll just say, oh nah, Pedro won. But afterwards, after what happened, do you want to go into that now? Like the whole.
We'll get onto that. We'll get onto the incident because I just want to go quickly through the battle. So we begin, with Mickey going in on the crowd for being so loud outside, and then basically because they were so quiet inside. It's a classic KOTR lineup. Good friend of the show, Visceral is there. Shout out Visceral, Uno Lavas, Bowski, O'Shea's there, right? I mean, classic KOTR. Flex digits with the pound. Various members of KOTR start to expostulate on what can you get for a pound? You can get a can of Foster's, a bag of chips in certain places, 5 packs of Space Raiders, Hulk chips in, which is quite helpful. And you're introduced as a fan favourite. Were you feeling disappointed? Did you feel that you kind of had a certain kind of like renown beyond just being a battler? You were Max Sherry?
At the time there was quite a lot of eyes on me. I felt anyway. I think like people were telling me as well, like there's a lot of eyes on me. This was sort of around the time like people like Sharon and Disaster started like finding out who I am. So I kind of felt like. Have they messaged me?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, when you say they mentioned who you are, how has Disaster mentioned you?
Wait, sorry, repeat the question.
So you say that Sharon and Diz had kind of shouted you out. In what ways?
Sharon mentioned me in the battle. He's tweeted me and shit. So yeah, it was kind of obvious from there. Like he'd seen like footage of me. Disaster has spoke to me on Twitter and stuff and made himself known that he's aware of the Max Sherry career. So I mean it's a bit like baffling like to see like my favorite big names like sort of aware of who I am, not just like watching my stuff but even aware of my existence. So like I was like, wow, there definitely is like quite a few eyes on me, so to say. Yeah,
it's a community, man, and I think I agree. Like, in your eyes, you're just some kid from Watford, but you're on KOTR, you're going to get viewed, you got subscriptions, you know what I mean? It's going to happen. You're going to get recognised.
Yeah.
And, in your first, you mentioned the panic attack, which what was that briefly? What happened there?
Oh, right, yeah. This is going back to like July.
Right.
Was it last year? Yeah, last year or something, I think, or the year before. No, last year. I was battling Technico, and it was literally I've never had one before. We were outside in the blazing heat. I was drunk. I think I remember feeling the pressure of the whole battle.
Right.
And all of a sudden, my heart starts like, whatever it is, palpitated. I don't know what the word is, but whatever. Like, at first, right, it was like, it started off as like, I was thinking, wow, my heart is beating a bit fast. And then like, it became an ache. And then it became like quite overwhelming. And I was trying to put it at the back of my mind as much as I can. Like, this is before I start my round, and then going into it, I'm trying to ignore it. And then then I start not being able to breathe properly. And I'm like, Bowski, like, I'm going to need a break. Like, we're going to have to like film this in a bit. Like, and he was like, what's happening? I don't know what it shows in the footage, but like, I remember like Bowski being like, what's going on, Max? Like, this is another like, fuck up or whatever, or fuckery. And I was like, no, this is real. Like, I don't feel good. Like, I think all it was some random attack I had in the heat of the moment, and yeah, I don't know. It was just very random. Like I didn't expect it or nothing. Like it is what it is.
Exactly.
And obviously, footage of that got salvaged and put online, and then it got shared by massive Facebook pages, and they made up their own stories about what happened, saying like I whited and shit. Right. Like no, I didn't white. I didn't have any drugs or anything like that. But yeah, it went pretty viral to the point where people I know personally that don't even know what battle rap is were showing me these articles written by like Viral Fred and Sick Chirps and whatever fucking Facebook pages there are out there that shared it, saying like, oh, what's this all about? Like your face is all up on my Facebook, and I'm having to explain to them what this is, and like, yeah, it blew up. Definitely blew up.
Crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Your first has one of your best bars, I think. I saw you in the park, so skitzed on meds, and threw your dog for the fucking stick to fetch.
Do you know what it's kind of simple in a way, but it's my favorite bar that I've ever done.
Yeah,
like, it's not genius. It's not anything like.
It's funny, man.
But like, yeah, it's just like the wit behind it. I was so proud of that bar. It was just what was it? It was something like, this prick's a mess. All those drugs you're taking, you need to give a rest. Fucking hell, Pedro, I saw you in the park the other day, saw off your tits on meds that I actually threw your dog for the fucking stick to fetch. Like, yeah, I loved everything about that, the delivery, everything. I think the only person that put it down was like Hulk, saying like, oh no, you took that off a joke or something off the internet. I was like, nah, seriously. I was like, I worked one day and I came up with that little thing, and yeah, it turned it into a bar. I remember that got hype. That bar itself got hype. I remember I put it in a separate video on Facebook, and like ended up getting like a few thousand views, and like people commenting saying, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny bar, man. Funny bar.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, I just wanted to talk about that bar for a bit. But yeah, anyway, going into the rest of it.
Yeah, no. So Pedro, I mean, starts the conflict, robs your mate's hat and glasses. A little far, perhaps.
Yeah. Do you know what? That was weird for me, because I was like, oh god, we have like a little situation here. Like he's like sort of made physical contact with my friend behind me. And I'm like, oh, how do I react to this? Like, I just remember saying like, oh no, come on, give it back, or like, you know, that's not on, whatever. But like, obviously he ignored me, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to, you know, suck it up and like get on with it. So that's what I did. But yeah, that's what happened basically.
Yeah, and it's kind of, how do you feel about that? I mean, him kind of, it's embarrassing, right? I mean, everything that he did in this video, it ain't great look. I mean, I know you're a carefree guy, and like, it's not a shade on you or anything, but it's just not nice to happen, is it?
Do you know what I did? Yeah, I remember thinking like he was like touching my jacket up a lot and like all that shit, and I was like, oh man, like, please just don't do this, because like I don't want to have to retaliate in some way, because like I'm not like that. Like I'm not a violent person, obviously. Like, and yeah, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, like why do you have to be like this? Just battle me, like don't be a dickhead. But yeah, it is what it is. It just ended up like with him sort of scruffing me up a lot of the time and not really doing too much rapping. But yeah, I just, you know, I just had it in my head, like, go in there, do your shit, get out of there. And that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, completely, man, completely. And I mean, inevitably the battle ends in chaos. Anyone that's seen the very worst of Pedro, anyone that's seen any of the viral clips that have been taken from this, as you're talking about, eventually he EMCs, man. He rips your shirt. There's a big rip going off there, a lot of fuss going on. Like, I mean, is it fair to say that Mickey was stirring shit?
Do you know what? I don't
constantly telling Pedro to punch you.
Yeah, I think he attempted to. Yeah, I don't think that is why Pedro did that though. I don't think Mickey had involvement. Like, I think Mickey tried to stir shit up for something like that to happen, but I don't think that had any sort of connections between that and like Pedro actually doing it. What happened with that was in my what was it, my third round, I flipped Pedro's hat off. So like it was in retaliation for him doing it to my mate Ashley behind me for taking his hat. So I retaliated by flipping Pedro's hat off, and I think that's what actually enraged him. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. And this was kind of your. I mean, this was perfect for you in a sense, wasn't it? Just to add to your image. Like, it worked in your favour entirely. It kind of worked in Pedro's favour entirely as well. No one really seemed to get any fallout. Like, what was the aftermath of this? Like, him ripping your shirt? What happens after the cameras stop?
Right. We basically got parted. Like, he went to one side of whatever it was. We were in an alleyway. Like, he got dragged off somewhere. I got dragged off somewhere. People trying to calm me down and all this shit. And I was really pissed off, to put it lightly. In the heat, I was more like in disbelief as well. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. Like my days. But like I went off with one caller, and he came up to me eventually and tried to apologize. I was just like, don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me. But yeah, it was literally just, we got taken apart and
have you guys reconciled? Have you guys reconciled?
Yeah, we are cool now. Like, we're basically mates now, to be honest. Like, not fucking like buddy mates, but like we're cool with each other when we like see each other at events and all that. Like, I like Pedro. Like, I've been a fan of him since before I started doing this shit.
Like, no doubt.
What happened. He has apologized for it. I've kind of seen it as a good thing now. Do you know what? I have nothing against him.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
No, fair enough, man. And that kind of skyrocketed your stock, and it made sense, perhaps, then, for the Don't Flop comeback. This is against Jay Cruz, who had also kind of been part of a sort of slightly viral meta-ness after being beaten by Callum from the Forum. Can we establish, by the way, that he beat Callum from the Forum?
What, did he beat him, did you say?
I think he did beat him.
I've watched the battle once. I can't remember exactly what, but I think... did Callum beat him?
Callum did beat him on the judges'
Callum
decision.
Did beat him.
Yes, on the judges' decision.
Yeah. I think,
there's no doubt in my mind that Jay Cruz actually won.
Do you think?
I do think so. I rewatched it today.
I'll have to watch it back, to be honest, mate.
I'm quite a fan of Jay Cruz's style, to be fair, and I appreciate his performances leaves a lot of lasting. But I mean, Callum had the kind of force of the occasion behind him, so it was kind of his to lose. But no shade on Callum at all. But I just got Jay winning that. But you and Jay Cruz, this was kind of a Lux Hollow, right?
And on Twitter, right? You'll love this, right? On Twitter, he said, "I'm focusing on Matt Sherry and getting head in a Nissan Micra."
Yes, you did.
He said that. He did tweet that. Huh? He typed that and then read that.
Did he do that?
He didn't hit backspace. He sent that.
Yeah, so to say, in a very small scale.
I mean, how are you feeling? Don't Flop getting back in touch with you, were you kind of, yes, of course I'll do it?
Yeah, man, like, I think Bamalam got in touch with me and said, we want to set up you versus Jay Cruz on the next training days. I said, yeah, I'm all over that. I just turned up to the event and we did our thing. So, yeah, and again, just a message.
A lot of people in the crowd there.
Lot of what, sorry?
A lot of people in the crowd, a lot of big names in the crowd.
Yeah, man. It was one of the probably biggest. I mean, it's only Fidesz Elbow, but it was one of the biggest sort of crowds that I remember like being in front of. Do you know what? I think it's the most. What's the best way of doing it? Best way of saying it? Comfortable I felt in a battle. Mm-hmm. Like, even to this day, it's the most comfortable I've ever felt, like, battling. And
is that because of the? Is that because of the stipulation that says that if you choke, you can just ride it out? There's no fine.
Nah, do you know what? I wasn't even listening to him, to be honest, when he was introducing it. I was just thinking, like, let's get into this and all that. Like, yeah. Do you know what? I'm always nervous before I go into battle. Like, always. I think most people are, and if they say they're not, they're lying.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, for some reason I just felt comfortable. I think like I had a lot to prove. It's like a bigger platform now, and I just had it in my mind like I need to go in and absolutely murder this. Like, I'm not gonna get this opportunity again otherwise. And man, I just went in it with that sort of mindset.
Yeah, and I think your first is, I mean, it's great that you give such a good performance overall, but yeah, your first is probably a really good round, actually.
I got a lot of mentions about that.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
I had Luna C telling me he liked it. I had fucking... a bunch of names. Yeah, he tweeted me saying he watched it on pay-per-view and said your first round was sick and all that. And like, that gassed me up.
Yeah, of course, man. So basically, what was the quote? Do you remember the quote that you said that Jay Cruz had tweeted before the battle?
What do you want me to say? The bars or like what?
Well, I mean, just tell people what the tweet was and kind of what you did, your strategy.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. There was a like sort of big part of that first round was me going on about this tweet he did, and it got quite a bit of attention on Don't Flop Viewpoint, the forum on Facebook for Don't Flop. He basically tweeted, like, this is like before the battle, obviously. He was saying, what is it? I'm
focusing on Matt Sherry.
Oh yeah. I'm focusing on Matt Sherry, so like prep him or whatever. whilst getting head in a Nissan Micra. And I'm thinking, like, everyone was like, pause. Like, because, like, obviously he's trying to say, like, oh, I'm a gangster, I get blowjobs, but, like, yeah, I'm also prepping at the same time. Multitask, like, nah, mate. And I was like, you do realise what you just said. Like, everyone was saying that to me. Like, I screenshotted the tweet and put it on Viewpoint. And everyone was like, oh, my God, he did not just tweet that. And he obviously didn't see the problem with it when he tweeted it. But I definitely realised afterwards, because obviously, why would you be thinking of another man whilst you're, like, having a blowjob? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? And that was, he put his foot in it with that one. So, yeah, I did... I mean, obviously watched the battle back because I can't remember exactly what it was I said to him.
Right.
I went in on that and it got quite a good reaction.
And Nissan Micro as well. I mean, he's just kind of
like the fact. Like, I found it funny the fact that he actually mentioned like the make of the car.
Well, it's like not it's not like a Lambo. He's like I'm in a Peugeot.
I know. I had to take the piss out of that as well. I just broke that tweet down and just turned it into like bars for the. Yeah,
it's very funny. And Jay with the home dentistry slogan, you know, he's got a quotable. Soljitsu reminds us, love Soljitsu in the crowd. He's cooler on stage and got better presence like a favoured child. Jay Cruz with just those low-key great bars. Like,
do you know what? He's really good. Like, I thought he was really good. I remember battling him and thinking, like, I tried to not show it, but obviously I was thinking, like, shit, man, this guy is like, he's got some bars in him. But yeah, like, Jay Cruz is good. He just, what frustrates me with Jay Cruz is, like, obviously his presence and shit. Like, if he got that, like, nailed, then he'd be a problem, like a serious problem. With the bars he can come out with, like, he just needs to work on delivery and all that shit. So, Jay, if you're listening, man, do that.
No, I caught up with Jay, actually, at the Rapping It Jack event. Really cool guy. And because I just wanted him to double-check one of the bars, because I quoted one of the bars from his battle with Bear Solutions, where it's kind of like, this battle like spelling Jonai. They don't know what, they put this G in front of J. Like, really good bar, like really intelligent bar.
Yeah.
And
I remember that,
you know, the guy can write, seriously. And one of his first as well that I really like, he's mentioning the Callum battle. Jay coming back from a robbery like a stolen spliff.
Yeah,
it's really good as well. And then you know, you go back and forth. You get it 4-1, but again, what's with Cruz in these robberies? I'm not saying that. I mean, did you lose? No, maybe you did with this. I think this is less blatant than the Callum one. But, like, it's a shame, man. The guy doesn't get his shine, but you did. But you haven't been back. Like, was there no kind of momentum to capitalise on?
Sorry, say that again.
No, I was just saying you won 4-1, but you haven't been back. Was there no momentum?
Do you know what is a funny thing with this? And, like, I've not mentioned this to people. I might have mentioned it to a couple of my mates. Like, after the Danny Jack battle, there was people coming up to me saying, like, oh, man, that was sick. Like, you're definitely back, rah. Obviously, you don't hear back until the Jay Cruz battle. I finished the Jay Cruz battle, win it 4-1. People come up to me like, oh, you'll definitely back. Like, the fucking security on the against me, man, you sick, like, fist bumping me, saying, like, can't wait to see you back here. And, like, to this day, like, no, nothing. Just nothing. I'm like, thinking, like, I don't know, man. Maybe, like, they just want me on for, like special one-off battles or whatever, but like, if like it being like, I'm not desperate to be on any league or whatever. Like, it's Danny Jack battle. Everyone's saying like, oh, you did so well, can't wait to see you back and all that. Obviously, don't hear from anyone till anyone from Dovlop till the Jay Cruz battle. Beat Jay Cruz 4-1. People saying, oh, you did sick, can't wait to see you back. Even the security's on the doors, like, fist bumping me, saying like, oh man, you did sick, you're gonna definitely be back. And like, to this day, and still, like, it's just weird. It's like, I don't know if like they like just these one-off special battles or whatever, but like, it's just weird when you have like fans coming up to you saying like, oh, you did so well, you'll definitely be back, and like, you know, it doesn't happen.
I mean, like with the expansion of training days, would you hop on one of those events?
Yeah, like, I mean, if someone finds someone suitable, like, I'm not desperate to battle for anyone.
Yeah,
and to be listening to this and think like, oh, like, he's trying to beg for a battle. Like, do you know what? If I never hear from them, so be it. But like, I feel like I have more to prove. So definitely, like, take the opportunity and whatever.